Hello again. Welcome back to another Squirrelcast. We're going to try some new lighting today. I'm trying a little light that I bought off the internet, which of course is probably going to reflect in my glasses and make me look like a goober. But given as this is the most low budget, least effort podcast that you will ever watch, isn't that kind of part of the brand? So can I tell you? Making a brand where crap is a core tenet makes things pretty easy. So, here we are, episode 12. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you've been enjoying your week. I've had an exhausting week. Let's just take a couple minutes to talk about it. Good Lord. You know, sometimes, as you can probably guess, this is not my full-time job. First of all, it's only episode 12. Second of all, there's probably less than 100 views total on all 12 videos. So YouTube hasn't exactly started sending me my money in Brinks bank trucks yet, but I'm not even sure if I can monetize this or how that works. Whatever. It's all in the merchandising anyway. I've had a hell of a week work-wise. Just feel like everything's a crisis right now. I'm managing crises. It's can I tell you? It's hard to hire people right now because everybody's fighting for the few people that are left unemployed at the moment. There's very low unemployment. It's great for the economy, but it makes it difficult when you want to try and hire people. Can certainly make a short-staffed team quite a challenge. So that's what I've been wrestling with this week. But as they keep telling me, I'm right to live a little bit short-staffed now, short-term pain for long-term gain. And I think there is some wisdom to that because I need the right people on the team that I work with. So, you know, if I don't have the right people, you know, nothing happens that's good for the company where I work, and, you know, quite frankly, it doesn't reflect well on me, and it doesn't help me advance. So that's a lesson that I probably took a little too long to learn, but I'm an old man in a robe. I don't think I learn things too quickly by nature. So today, another great topic. Shout-outs to Chris. And something I agree with him wholeheartedly on. Let's talk about going to the bloody dentist. Now, I don't have a winning smile. Probably could use some work, dentist-wise. I don't have any cavities. A little chip in the tooth on the side here. You can't see it. I do brush twice a day, floss. I do what my dentist told me, but man, Jesus Christ, is dentistry a racket? It's a racket by professionals, I agree. A dentist is not a stupid person, highly trained. But there's something about this whole industry that just smells off to me, man. Really off. First of all, it costs a butt ton of money to go to the dentist to get your teeth cleaned. And there seems to be a lot of real fancy equipment there that's expensive to maintain, to buy, to use. I work in finance. I just feel like I can smell a bit of a racket when you see it. I feel like I'm getting in a cab, you know? Maybe it's my dentist. So the first question about dentistry I'm going to ask is, actually from the marketing point of view, who is the 10th dentist? You know, 9 out of 10 dentists agree Colgate this, 9 out of 10 dentists agree Sensodyne that, 9 out of 10 dentists agree Oral-B. You know? Oral-B. Who's the 10th dentist? Is it the same dude? Just the most contrarian dentist in the world. Maybe that's the guy I should go see. because he ain't in the game. He ain't part of the racket. He's against the system. He's the off-the-grid dentist. Again, diatribesandsquirrels.com. Let me know. Let me know who the 10th dentist is. I mean, he might screw up my mouth completely. He might completely turn it into worse than what it is. But he might do it for pennies on the dollar. And that's something. Because speaking of Colgate and Oral-B and, I never really understood. Every time I go to the dentist, they say you should be brushing like this. And every single time I went in the last 20 years, it's a different technique. How is it all, how has brushing teeth, which has been around for a few hundred years, changed so much in the last 20 years? Don't come to me with their science on this. How did we not figure out teeth brushing the first time? Do we start to say that medicine is a racket? It could be. But dentistry is the first domino in that chain. Hello, people that just drove by. Nine times in the last 20 years that the technique of brushing has changed. And when you do go to the dentist, it always seems that they're trying to waterboard you or evaporate all moisture from your body with those two little things, the water and the suck, and the water and the air suck thing, and the water and the suck. And there's never, it's like, I'm going to start telling state secrets because you're waterboarding me, or you might have to reanimate my corpse with, some level of gentle moisturization over a long period of time. I'm going to be mummified. There's no happy medium at the dentist. And the overriding thing is I'm always being accused. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I should come more often. I should come less often. I don't need this. I do need that, This kind of toothbrush, this kind of toothpaste. I'm listening to 90% of your colleagues. How can they all be wrong? Why are you recommending, this thing? And the commercial says that 90% of your colleagues agree with that thing. Get some goddamn consistency, dentists. Maybe, and I'm sure this probably already exists, but maybe there should be a reference place for the Canadian Order of Dentists that says we recommend these things. This is the problem. Just to look up a reference guide so that there's less stuff to be yelled at when you go to the dentist. So you could just say, did you go to our guide? No. Well, then your mouth sucks, Forewarned is forearmed, man. Because now when you go to the dentist, not only do you get yelled at, the entire time, and made to feel small and stupid, because dentists couldn't get into real medical school, but there seems to be a plethora, yeah, I did use that word, a plethora of extra procedures that suddenly are needed. For me, for years, it's been that I aggressively brushed. I might have a stress management issue. I brushed too hard, and now I need to get grafts done for my gums. And I was told it's extremely painful, and I'm not sure what it would bring benefit-wise. $3,000. That's what it was back then. I don't know what it is now. Probably more. Hey, yeah, I got insurance, but I don't want my mouth to hurt. I don't want to eat soup for 2 weeks. That's dumb. / I'm dumb because I'm probably eventually going to have to get it done on an emergency basis, I say all these things, and then in 5 years I'll need 8 root canals and 3 grafts and 4 bridges and a whole bunch of really painful dental surgery. And I'll be lying in the bed going, woe is me, and wondering why I made a podcast about this 3 years prior. But for now, I hate it. And I'm not getting any of that stuff done. Excuse me, I'm not getting any of that stuff done. Especially not the grafts. I'll go for the cleanings. And if we need, why do we need to go to the dentist so often? Can they not make a better brush and a better toothpaste? I mean, this is not engineering genius, I would think, and chemical genius, chemistry genius. To make the best possible toothpaste that doesn't kill the patient, but cleans most aggressively, and to make the best possible toothbrush that gets all the nooks and crannies. It can't be that hard, can it? I have two, with dentists themselves, I don't have a ton of bad personal experience. I think my two most traumatizing things was I needed braces as a kid. And I had those from the age of 10 to 13. And I remember that being not the best experience, going for the cleanings, going for the adjustments, the braces on, the braces off, the retainer. Not my favorite moment in my life. And I think, of course I had the braces when I had like my worst acne too, or just before I got my worst acne as a teenager. Ugh. Basically my face was worse than what you see before you on this podcast for a number of years. And God help, it's because we know that teenagers look weird anyway. But man, was I a sight. I was a sore sight for eyes. I wasn't a sight for sore eyes. I was a sore sight for eyes. And the other experience I had was getting my wisdom teeth out at 18. And they did all four at once, and I was very grateful that the dental surgeon gave me a general anesthetic, because it was one of the greatest things I had ever felt in my life. That, what was it, Novocaine? And I just remember breathing it in, and the nurse telling me to count back from 10, and I think I got to like 6, and then I started laughing and saying, "Hello, nursey." And then I fell asleep, and then I woke up what I thought was 5 minutes later. I was like, "Okay, guys, you can get started." And they're like, "We're done." And I'm like, wow, I need this shit to sleep. Like, that was the best sleep of my whole life. The only thing that's reached the Novocaine close has been being knocked out in jiu-jitsu with a choke. No joke. You kind of quickly go to sleep, and you wake up on the mats, and your teeth are tingling, and your fingers are tingling, and you don't quite know how you got there, but then you start to recognize things pretty quick. But the weird thing is, you've only been out for 10 seconds, but you feel like you slept for 8 hours. Oh. Sorry, I'm digressing. So yeah, I remember getting the 4 wisdom teeth out and then wanting to go to a party that night with some friends, sneaking out of my house to do it. And basically my mouth bleeding all over the place at the party as I was trying to, get through the night on Tylenol 3s. I was wise enough not to drink at the same time, because they told me not to drink alcohol while I was on codeine. I think a later me would have tried that, but at that time, at 18, I wasn't quite ready to mix codeine and an opioid and alcohol. But those were my two, I guess, biggest experience with run-ins with the dental industry, and I think the braces just kind of left a pretty bitter taste in my mouth. I remember that glue being bitter. The glue they used to put on your teeth there being bloody bitter. Dentistry. The ginger stepchild of the medical family. I just wish it was, a little bit more honest. Can't the hygienist do the cleaning and we can pay less for that? I mean, don't they do most of it anyway? I think actually the hygienists do most of it, don't they? Yeah. And then the dentist just comes in and checks up. So why am I paying so much for the bloody cleaning? I guess you consider it a detailing of your mouth, but I don't know. What do you guys think of dentists and the dental industry? Do you like going to the dentist? Does anybody ever really like going to the dentist? Does anybody get their physicals? You know, like their actual doctor physicals from real doctors? If you're in physio or you're listening to your physiotherapist, that you should do. Let me know in the comments. DieTribesandSquirrels.com or this channel. Have a great night, everyone.